New research is connecting shut-eye with some eye-opening revelations. Two separate studies looked at the connection between rest, memory, and how often you swear. Beep. It's showing that not enough sleep can have some surprising consequences. Joining me with more, I mean, you've seen him a couple times throughout the show. Here is our audience member. He is now on the panel. CTV Science and Technology Specialist Dan Riskin is here. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, you're now in the chair. So let's talk about the study. There has been a long-established link between sleep and memory. We know that, right? But what did this discovery, the first study, discover that we didn't know yet?
So everybody knows that if you've got a big test, you want to get a good night's sleep the night before because you got to be able to recall that stuff out of your brain. And if you're tired, it's not going to work. This is a study about the night's rest you get right after you learn it. So what they did is they brought people into the lab, they taught them a bunch of random things, and then some people were allowed to get a good night's sleep and some people were not allowed to sleep.
Okay.
And then a couple days later, after they'd slept a bunch, like after that, they tested them and they found that people that didn't get that good night's sleep right after they learned it did not write it to their brains. It's almost like you learn it in pencil and then when you go to sleep, it writes it in pen so that it'll stay longer. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, that doesn't happen.
It makes a lot of sense, right, when you think about it, and how useful this is, especially for any student watching right now, or anybody that has to do some sort of learning.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, or just, you know, like if you're living your life and you want to remember these memories, it's just sleep is really important, not just the night before the test.
Okay, I have here sleep spindles. What is a sleep spindle?
Well, during the study, while people were sleeping in the lab, they actually had EEGs on their heads so they could measure the brainwave activity, and they could see activity in the brain, these things called sleep spindles, where there are these oscillations in activity. And so what the researchers are saying is we can see the memories getting written out in pen.
Cool.
They can see that happening. And the people that are staying up all night don't get to have those brain waves, and so the writing just doesn't happen.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, I teed this up. What is the connection between sleep and swearing?
There's a separate study where they took 300 undergrads, they asked them, how much sleep are you getting? And then this is like, I love a scientific paper with swear words in it. Because
it doesn't happen?
It doesn't happen very often,
Yeah.
but this had a list of 20 swear words, and they have to put those swear words in the paper so you could repeat the study. It's very fun to read out loud. But for each one, they said to people, how often do you use this word? Do you use it never, or do you use it all the time? And so people filled that out, and then they looked to see how that correlated with how much sleep they were getting. And as you might expect, people that are not getting that much sleep tend to use more swear words.
Why?
I think it's supposed to be a stimulant. So if you're really having trouble staying awake, sometimes dropping an F-bomb might just pop you back into what you're doing. And so they think that's the mechanism that explains this more swearing. I mean, to me, it also has to do with grumpiness, but you know.
I know that too. I was thinking about that, or the fact that you're so tired you can't come up with the word, so you just throw the swear word in there. It's like a little placeholder.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
What about sleep and sense of humor? What's the connection there?
They also found that people who don't get as much sleep tend to use a sense of humor more. They tend to make people around them laugh more.
Interesting.
And they tend to use a self-deprecating sense of humor. You know, like, I'm such an idiot, I couldn't figure this out. You know, those kinds of jokes, as opposed to a sense of humor where you're making fun of the other person.
How did they measure that, though?
They were asking questions like, how often do you make people laugh around you? Do you tend to make jokes at the expense of the other person? Do you tend to make jokes? So again, this is people self-reporting, so you take it with a bit of a grain of salt. But again, they think that using more humor is a stimulant. If you're making everybody around you laugh, it helps you wake up. And you know this from this show. When you guys are sitting on the couch and you tell a good joke and everybody laughs, it helps wake everybody up when they're watching the show.
Including myself.
And including yourself, I'm sure.
Oh, it is fascinating. Dan Riskin, thank you.
Thank you.
You're still going to stick around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I am having a great time.
This is our audience member today.
Yeah,
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.